Hello everyone, if you don't know me and if you don't know my channel, my name is Gabriela and this is your Brazilian Spot. Here I share everything related to Brazil, news, language, curiosity, history, culture, recommendations, stories and etc. Guys, this video is going to be a little bit different. It's the first time I bring something like this to the channel. To be honest, I recorded this video last year and then I deleted because I thought, I don't know if people that come to my channel they will like to see this sort of content, because I know that for some people this can be very interesting and for some other people can be too scary or not interesting to see. And I would like to know from you, what do you think, if this type of video it's a type of video that you are interested about or not. Maybe I could bring some videos like this for the channel. If I see that you like, of course, I will bring even more. So now let's go to the video. Today we are going to talk about Edifício Joelma, the building on fire. This is a building in São Paulo, okay? There's a whole story behind the things that happened there, the fire itself. So things happened before, and I'm going to start with this. Before even the building exists, I'm going to tell you some stories that happen in this place. And where the building is located is considered cursed because of some specific stories that happened there, as I told you before. The first of them is a legend that between the century 18 and 19, many slaves used to be punished there and tortured until their death. So then, of course, for this reason, people say that the place was haunted and things like that. But years and years after this, there was a teacher there from USP, which is the University of São Paulo, that used to live there with his family. And he was living there with his mother and his two sisters. But what happened is he shot his mother and his two sisters and threw in a well in this place. He denied the crime and said that they actually died in a car accident during a trip. The police, of course, they didn't believe in this. So they realized that he was actually the person responsible for this crime, because at this point the police didn't have a body yet. So when they found the bodies in the well, then they were 100% sure that he was the author of the crime. And after being discovered, this teacher, that the name was Paulo, he went into the toilet of the police station and killed himself. And this crime became known as the crime of the well. Okay, this is like the background of the place where the building was built. And now I'm gonna tell you the story actually of the Edifício Joelma. So then, years later, in 1971, the Edifício Joelma was inaugurated in the same place. Okay, it was a huge building of 25 floors, 10 of them for garage and 15 floors for offices and things like that. 3 years later, the building had a fire. And even though it was a good building, like the structure was very good, it was well done, the building was consumed like very fast, and a lot of people died. More specifically, 191 people died and 300 was injured. Find a sort of information about the reason of the fire, but some people say that the structure, as I said before, the structure of the building is very good, but also I found that it wasn't good and it was overwhelmed, and that was the reason. So this is the information I found. If you know anything about this case, you can comment here. So today there is another building there. The name is Praça da Bandeira, and some people still believe that it's haunted, and this is some of the stories that people tell that happened in that place. Because of the deaths happened in this fire, there was a lot of stories of people saying that they've seen spirits in the corridors of the building and things like that. And I'm going to tell some of these stories. A law firm employee, she already heard doors being opened, and then when she checked, the doors were still closed. And then after she heard some noise, and when she looked, there was a woman walking, but she was supposed to be alone in the place. And all of this that I'm telling, it is in the current building that is there, right? And another story mentioned is a delivery that went into this building to do some sort of work, and he saw a woman dressing in white clothes floating towards his car, and he was very afraid about it, and he never returned to the building again. Also in 1979, a film that had a script based in psychographic letters by Chico Xavier. Chico Xavier, if you don't know, he's a medium from Brazil. He was a very important person, and he had this power of psychograph letters from souls that need to give a message to the family, something like this. And one of the photos that were taken in the building during this period had a silhouette possibly of a spirit, and they also said that they could hear some strange noise, and also things were falling for no reason. So they told some of the stories, and this was also very weird. But I think the biggest mystery between those that I told you is about the people call it the mystery of 13 souls. It was because 13 people were in the elevator when the fire happened, and they all died in the elevator all together. They were never identified because they were all burned and it was impossible to identify. And at that point we still didn't have the DNA test like we do today, so no one really knows who are these people. So that was like a really sad part. I mean, everything is sad, but it's very weird, you know, like 13 people that were never identified, that probably the family doesn't even know what happened to them, and these sort of things. Some people believe that they still haunt this place. So some people still visit the place where these people that were in this elevator was buried, and they leave glasses of water in their tombs because they believe that is a way to relieve the pain of the souls, because they suffered a lot burning to death. And actually people started this ritual because someone told, I don't know who exactly, but that you could hear some sort of noises asking for help and things like that, like crying and etc. So it was a way that people found to relieve their pain or something like this. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something new that I brought here, and I thought would be interesting for who likes to know about mysteries, this kind of things. And tell me if you like to see more content like this, yes or not. I'm here to listen to your ideas, to your advices, and I love hearing your feedback here. This is really important for me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, like the video, watch my other videos, comment, share, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, ciao.